All right, everybody. So nice to see you again. Welcome. All right, we're going to get ready, and we're going to get ready by relaxing our bodies, starting to maybe roll our shoulders down our back body a little bit, prop up our bellies so that we're not hunched over. Have our knees stack on top of our ankles. Allow the full length of our sole of our foot to be stretched on the floor. You want to make sure that your legs are parallel and your feet are parallel to one another, okay? So if we take our two fists and we press them together and we hug the inner arches of our knees around our fists and we look down, we'll see parallel feet. We'll see a capital H, right? The capital H, well, how comes? Because this would be the middle bar right there in the H, and then here's the parallel lines, okay? This is like the most base point in our class. Even if we were doing like a standing yoga class, we would still do hips width apart. So this is completely in alignment with those principles, right? Knees stacked on top of ankles. So if your foot is over to the left or right, that can give, it doesn't give your knee as much support and it pulls on the tendons. So you want to make sure that that knee is stacked on top of that ankle when we're in this position, all right? Now, while we're here, we can start to take a few breaths. Maybe close the eyes. You ever just have to take a sigh breath? Imagine that, you're taking one of those breaths now. And this is a breath to just relax and let go. Kind of like you're sighing away, letting things go. And just allowing yourself to wind down, prepare for the next hour of class. Notice any parts of your body that are tense right here, and maybe gently offer those spaces in your body, this breath. Maybe even also that sigh, that ability to let go. So if your tongue is at the top of the mouth, let it drop away. If your shoulders are really tense, give them permission to relax. If you're rigid in your legs, relax your legs as well. You want to feel like light as a feather. And for the next 10 breaths, just breathe in and out, allowing for your inhale, right, to be shorter than your exhale. And we'll do 2 of those together and you'll finish the 8 on your own. If you want to take your hands and place them on your belly, you can do so. So we're going to exhale all the stale air out of our body. Shh. Maybe even make that sound. Navel touches the spine. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. And then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can adjust this breath and the rhythm to go at your own pace, but take another 8 breaths, allowing for that exhale to be longer than the inhale. And just do your best to focus on just the breath, nothing else. Maybe the body rising and falling, but if your mind wanders, come back to the breath. And then we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna begin to kind of wiggle our toes a little bit to just reactivate our lower body. Maybe open your eyes, allow your eyes to be at gaze. And drop your hands down by your side just for a moment. Prop your chest up, sit up a little bit taller. Take that nice big breath in that you've been practicing. And exhale, let go. And as you let go, feel the weight fall down the arms, okay? You take the chin and bring it down into the chest. So arms are lanky, right? There's gravity taking over the arms, but the chin comes to the chest. And when the chin comes to the chest, what that does is it starts to stretch out the shoulders, starts out the neck. You don't have to force this, but take a few breaths in and out and just feel this breath kind of massage the neck. We're going to take our right ear and bring it over to our right shoulder. Again, just letting the arm be lanky. You'll notice that the more you relax your arms, the wider the stretch. So if that stretch becomes a little too intense, take your hands and bring it to the tops of your thighs. Okay, that's just an option. Come back, chin to the chest. And then left ear to the left shoulder. And breathe. Chin back to the chest. And we're going to go straight in for a roll over to the right side. And then one breath, one movement, inhaling and exhale back over to the left. We're going to just go halfway, half circle. And you remember your hands can go on top of your thighs if it's too intense. Otherwise, keep your hands by the sides. And do about 4 of these on each side. So it'll be about 8 in total, 4 on the left and 4 on the right. And then come back to center. Take the hands, if they're not already, and bring them to the top of the thigh, and then take the gaze up and take the head up and take the neck up and take the chin to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears, sit up a little bit taller, prop up through the belly. All right, exhale, just come back to center like you're just tucking in your tailbone. We're not doing a full cat-cow. We're just starting to get this momentum of building up our flexibility in our mid-back, okay? So we're gonna try that again. Take the chin to the chest. Not to the chest, I'm sorry. Take the chin to the ceiling. You can drop the head back just slightly. Lift up through the pelvic bowl, lift up through the heart, and gaze is up. Take in a few breaths. And then pivot the pelvis back forward and bring the eyes back to eyesight gaze. All right, 2 more. Make it 1 breath, 1 movement. All right, and come back to center. Beautiful. Take the arms, extend them out. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, press the fingertips all the way to the walls. Imagine that your fingertips can touch each wall. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and continue to prop up tall, lifting up through that pelvic bowl. Sky flip the hands. Okay, and we're just gonna roll the shoulders up and then back. So you're getting this nice stretch on the inner arm and you're just rolling your shoulders up and back. And we're gonna inverse that, reverse. Okay. All right, keep the arms here. It's like you have something in your hands and you're holding them up. And then roll the shoulders away from the ears and lift the hands up into mountain pose. As you're here, if you like, remember how we were just lifting up our head and taking the gaze up? You're welcome to add that to your mountain pose, but you don't have to. If you want to, it's going to look like this. You just take the gaze up and back bend slightly. Every time you do mountain pose, if you add this in, you'll get a little bit more flexibility in your back. If you just want to keep yourself in that stabilized position with the eyesight gaze in front of you, make sure you keep that tailbone tucked down. You're still keeping that same kind of straightness in your back in alignment, okay? So those are your options. And slowly bring your hands down. 4, 3, all the way down by your sides. 2, 1. All right, and let's shake that out. Beautiful. All right, come back to center. Beautiful. Let's let those arms kind of relax a little bit. Okay, beautiful. And we're going to take those hands and bring them to the tops of our thighs. All right. Inhale and breathe in. And exhale out. All right. That was enough rest for our arms. Let's bring our arms up overhead once again. So we're going to interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders again away from the ears. And this time we're going to keep our sits bone grounded into the seat. We're going to really anchor in, and then we're going to lean to the left. And when we lean to the left, we're going to pivot open that right shoulder and look up like we're looking in the inside of our elbow on the right side. Nice stretch on the rib cage. Come back to center. Again, anchoring your body, sits bone into the seat, and then lean to the right, and then pivot open on the left, looking up inside the left elbow. And coming back to center. Gaze is up, and then bring the hands down by the sides. You're going to take those fingers, interlace those fingers, press those shoulders away from the body. All right. If you want to bring your arms up, this is what it looks like. You can always lean forward too, but you don't have to, or you can just rest your hands on your sacrum. So you can follow that range, and you can even play with it a little bit, trying to maybe move your breath in and out to find that place and then just stabilize. All right, and then exhale, and as you exhale, let go. Fingertips, unwind. Great, shake it out. All right. Let's go through our first flow of the class. So arms lift, reach up high, roll the shoulders away from the ears. We got this nice kind of flow now within our mountain pose. So come into the mountain pose however you like. And then on the next exhale, come forward, but steady and forward, taking your time. And then allow your arms to droop over your thighs, chin to the chest. And the reason we do chin to the chest is we just want to let the nape of that neck go so that it's loose. Maybe shake your head left and right, or yes and no, so that way you can decompress that neck vertebrae and the back of your neck body. And we take a few breaths here. It's our first forward fold of the class. It's really good to be able to flip all your body around a little bit, kind of shake things up. Slowly, we're going to half lift flat back. You're going to use your ab muscles here. So wrap your back body around your belly and imagine that your belly is wrapping around your back body, just like a gift would be wrapped, right? So you want to think about it like that. Sit up nice and tall, lifting up out of the pelvic bowl, nice structure in the body. Bring the arms behind you like you're taking off. Breathing in and breathing out. And again, we're holding it a little exaggerated here, but that's okay. We're getting the strength in our core. And I want you to remember that because that's what you're going to use to come up. You're not using your lower back. You're using this belly. Exhale, lower down. Drooping the arms down once again. And then inhale, breathe in, lift up, reaching up high overhead. Gaze is up. And hands come down by the sides. Good job. Good job. All right, arms come up in front of you. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. We're going to wiggle the right fingertips, flip the hand up towards the ceiling. Take the left hand, pop it underneath, and then pull back. And just hold it for a moment. Only go as far as you can go, or relax the arms down by the side. Then come back out. When you relax the arms by the side and you're still holding the grip, that's just giving you a moment of pause. It's okay to always pause. And then when you're ready, you can start to rotate each fingertip, inhaling and exhaling. Take your time. We don't want to rush through this. Keep breathing. If you start to hold the breath, remind yourself to breathe. It's really easy to hold the breath here. And once you finish, you can do the full hand, just another way to kind of close out the right hand and then rotate it down. All right. Inhale, both arms come up in front of you, roll the shoulders back away from the ears, take the left fingertips, wiggle them. Sky flip the left hand up towards the ceiling. Take the right hand, plop it underneath, and then just pull back to that space where you feel the most comfortable. Don't overextend, and you can always take breaks, okay? Breathing in and breathing out, find a steady, and start to just rotate each finger. Remember, don't hold the breath. And then rotate those fingertips down. Okay, great. Arms come up, lifting up overhead high. Bring the hands down through heart center. Pause for a moment and breathe. And while we're here, I want you to set an intention for this class. Allow yourself to just really be mindful about what it is that you want in each moment or what you want to get out of today, because you are using your time to be here. And whatever that intention is, it's fine. Don't judge it, don't force it. And then we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to tilt them towards our heart. Imagining that we're saying and holding ourselves responsible for this intention that we set. We're pointing our fingers back at ourselves, back towards our heart. And then on the next exhale, you can lift those hands up and then tilt them down. And this is just stabilizing. And this is like a foundation that it sits on. If you were to place your intention here, it would be stable. Draw it back up on the inhale, bringing it once again towards the heart. Take about 2 breaths. And then on the exhale, once again, coming to that foundation, tilting those fingertips down towards the ground. Last one, but this time we're not going to tilt it towards our heart. We're going to come back into that prayer position and then bring those arms up overhead. We're going to toe heel our feet together, make one nice long body of leg. You can interlace all the fingers except for the index finger, which is going to shoot up like a gun. Take the biceps, bring them towards the ears, roll the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the thighs and squeeze the biceps, seated thunderbolt. Then we're going to lean over towards the left. And we're going to keep those biceps by those ears, keep our sits bone grounded, keep our feet pressed into the ground and one leg together. And you can continue to look forward at the room in front of you. Come back up to center on the next inhale. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right. Again, grounding through our sits bone all the way down to our feet. Be as confident as you can, doing what you're doing the best that you can. Come back to center. Bring the hands down through heart center, but keep your legs together. And we're going to pivot our body and look over towards the right. And then come back to center. And then to the left we go. Coming back to center. We're going to come over to the right. All right. And then we're going to drop our hands to the outside of our right thigh. Right hand is going to find a home. Right. So right hand can find a home on the chair, or it can find a home on the top of the chair, or it can just dangle. What you want to do is you want to start to continue to go with the flow of your eyesight gaze and with your breath, and twist and kind of look over your right shoulder, because that's where your body is going to go. Wherever your gaze is where your body is going to try to head. All right. Your arm is just there to support you in that. It's not there to be dependent on, right? We don't want to collapse on that. What we want to just do is have the arm help us to get to where we need to go. Then we can reduce the stress or the use of the right hand and relax into that pose in a way where it's unforced. And each breath that you take is going to take you further and further toward that vision. Just imagine if you had a goal. Each breath is like a milestone towards that goal. So take that gaze back, looking behind you. Keep the gaze where it is. So maybe don't look at me. You can gaze at me if you need to, but focus more on you. And when you're ready, you can close the eyes or just keep the gaze there. Remember, you don't have to lean so hard into your hand, but it is there if you want to. Each breath is gentle. Each breath goes down each vertebrae in the spine, all the way to the sacrum. Breath isn't just in the chest, it's also in the back. So we can use our breath to massage our spine. This is a very important pose. We wring out our spine from toxins when we do this. We're going to take our hands and bring them back together to heart center. We're still looking over towards the right, but gently, we're going to pivot back into center. Before we go over to the left, though, I want you to take your hands and just bring them down by the side and continue to stay stable here. I want you again to fix your legs. So if one leg has kind of moved apart, I want you to bring those legs back together. Pressing your feet once again, resetting the body, sinking once again with your sits bone, lifting up through your chest and heart, because the higher that we get with our chest, the easier it is for us to pivot, okay? Breathing in and breathing out. And we're actually going to go through Thunderbolt again, and then we're going to do our pivots, and then we're going to go over to the left. Okay, this is going to loosen up our spine so we get the most out of that pose. All right, so bring those arms up overhead, bring those hands together. Press the biceps up towards the ears. You don't have to press the shoulders, just the biceps, okay? And take those fingertips and come into like a shooting gun. All right, all the fingertips interlace except for the index finger. All right, it's like your biceps is holding your temples. And then you're going to lean to your left. You're still looking over, straight ahead, come back to center, and then lean to your right. All right, good job. Come back to center. Bring those hands down through heart center. All right, this time we're going to start off our pivot on the right. Come back to center. Pivot over to the left. Come back to center. We're going to pivot to the right again, but come back to center. And this time when we pivot to the left, we're going to pivot as far as we can. Okay, and then we're going to drop our hands to the outside of our left leg. Okay, again, same concept, keeping those legs together, using that left hand as a guide to help us get into the place in the pose where we want to be. Right, so we can have that hand at the top. That will really give us a huge advantage in moving back behind us, but it's also going to move more of our upper back rather than our lower back. We bring our hand down to the seat, then we're pressing off from a different place, and we can sit up a little bit taller. They all have advantages. Or if you want to just keep your hand dangling, maybe you're just not ready for all of that. What you want to take pay attention to is your chin, and bring that chin over that shoulder. All right, best you can. That's where your breath is going to help you to ease into the pose at, and that's where you're going to kind of go with your body. Focus more on your vision. Focus more on achieving that breath as a milestone to help you ease into this pose a little bit deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. And then eventually you can relax that that left arm. You actually can relax the right arm too. You don't have to have any force in those hands. They're just there as guides. The real work is coming from the core and the breath that's massaging the back body and the vision and the chin that's kind of trying to run over that shoulder. That's where the work is coming from. Nothing to do but breathe. If you can go a little bit deeper with that breath, great. If not, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just do what you can. Okay, we're gonna slowly come back to center. And bringing our hands first to our heart in that prayer position, and then pivoting our body. So we're facing the front once again. Ooh, and it got nice and bright in here. Yay. So we're going to open up our feet, give them back to hips width apart. You can take your hands and undo them, coming up overhead into mountain pose, and let's go through a flow. All right, so find your mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, one breath, one movement. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up overhead high. And then we're just going to bring the hands down through heart center or by the side. And then shake that out. We're going to shake out all that we just did. Beautiful. All right, now let's go to the other extreme and let's open up our legs, right? So we were kind of working on stuff that was giving us strength in different parts of our muscles. Now what we want to do is open up the inner thighs so we can get a stretch in our inner thighs, right? Now our sits bone is still grounded into the seat. We're going to take our hands and place them on top of our thighs. Slowly bring the body forward and then push back. Let's go slow. Inhale and breathe in, lifting up, and then exhale, we come down. Inhale, tuck that belly in, lifting up. And you'll notice when we come into our seated cat-cows that we kind of have the same kind of bend in our body with our inhale and our exhale. All right, the next one, we're just going to come down and we're going to hold. Right, take your right shoulder, wiggle the right shoulder, and then tuck or dip that right shoulder down the midline. Your hand is going to just kind of twist and revolve so that it's pressing on the inside of the thigh. Okay. You can look down or you can look at me. It doesn't matter. You're just getting a nice stretch. It's like you're pushing away your thigh from you. And what this does is opens up a little bit of space in that sacrum area. That's that shape that's right above where you sit, where your glutes are. It's the lower back area. It's right where that tailbone is. It's really good to come back up. It's really good to just get a little bit of decompression there, especially because we sit a lot or whatever's going on with our body. You want to keep it flexible. All right. So come forward again and then wiggle that left shoulder and then dip down or tuck, however you want to say it. Come down. Now, if your foot is lifting up, I want you to try to ground your foot into the floor. Your goal is to try to use that resistance to give that sacrum space to breathe. That lower back body space to breathe. And you're using your yoga breath to just breathe through that space. Slowly, we're going to come up. Beautiful. We're going to come forward once again, but this time we're going to take our hands and they're going to slide down the inside of our legs and we're going to wrap our fingertips around our ankles. Okay, you can stay just like this and just breathe. Once you feel stable and you know that your elbows are on the inside of your legs, okay, so take go look, make sure that you see them on the inside. They should be able to hit the inside of your legs. You're going to lean all your weight over to the right and then lift up on that left arm. Keep trying to keep the sits bone down, using the lower back to help you anchor, squeezing the core and just pivoting up. So you're pivoting up your shoulders. And then if you can take your chin up so that you're looking at your palm of your hand on your left side. So you're looking up to the ceiling. Slowly bring that hand down. Left hand comes down, wrapping around once again the ankle. Make sure the elbow's on the inside of the leg. You're going to lean your weight, just shift it over to the left, and then bump up with that right hand and take that gaze up. Again, if you can pivot up, that would be great. You don't want to have your arm all the way in the back. That's like a hyperextension. You just want to try to have a straight line from fingertip to fingertip, like your airplane. All right, we're going to bring that arm down gently and slowly, and we're going to bring it back to right to where our ankles are. Now you can stay here like this and just drop your chin to your chest. But if your chair permits it, and if you're okay with it, you can bring your hands down to the floor and shake the head yes or no. Again, this is just decompression. We're going to take those fingertips once again, and we're going to wrap them around our ankles. Take a breath in, and then slowly start to walk up, thumbing and palm pressing your lower legs all the way up to your thighs. So you're bringing up your belly, chest, and then head as you're thumb pressing all the way up to your thighs until you come back up to sitting. We're going to toe heel our feet back together and pause for a moment. Arms come up overhead, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. All right, hands come down through heart center or by the side, and then you can drop them down and shake it out. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're gonna take our right leg and we're gonna bring it over towards the right side. All right, we're keeping our left leg in front of us because we're making a nice little L shape with our lower body. All right, and ankles are, the knees are stacked on top of the ankles. All right, toes, if they're up, bring them down. You can even hear them maybe go down. So the soles of the feet on the ground, okay? Arms rise, arms come out to the side, roll the shoulders away from the ears. And what I want you to do is just kind of pivot your body to make sure that you're straight and center, your upper body straight and center. And breathe, roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then if you can, start to twist your body so that you're looking over towards the left. Now it's only going to be a little tiny bit, but it's going to be enough for you to feel it. And then slowly on the next exhale, pivot around and take your hands. So now your left hand should be in alignment with your left leg. Your right hand is actually going to be all the way behind you. And you're going to be looking over towards the right wall. All right, bring the hands up high overhead into that mountain pose position. And then pivot back to center. The hands come down. You can bring them to the chair just by the side. Bring in that left leg. Beautiful. And let's go through a flow, and then we'll do the, let's bring in the right leg, then go through a flow, and we'll do the left side. So arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift. Yep, hands through heart center or by the sides. And then open up on that left leg. All right, good job. Again, we're in an L shape with our body. We're going to bring our arms out, but we're going to have to first start by squaring our upper body to meet the wall in front of us. So roll the shoulders away from the ears. Use that core to help you square. All right. And once you're in that position that you feel square, then you're going to take your body and you're going to start to actually look over to the right this time. And then start to pivot around on that next exhale, bringing the right hand in alignment with the right leg, bringing the left hand behind you, but looking to the left wall. So your eyesight gaze, if you would look down just a little bit, you'd see your left leg. You're looking to that left wall. And the next inhale, bring the hands up overhead high into that mountain pose position. And then pivot back into center. Bring the hands down by the side or to the chair and bring your left leg to meet your right back into hips width apart. Arms lift. Inhale. mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift. All right, hands come down. Beautiful. And shake it out. All right. Now we're going to try to do a warrior two, a seated warrior two. Okay. So we're going to, if you don't want to do the warrior two, what we just did was like our warrior one sequence. So what I want you to do is come back and just redo warrior one. You don't have to bring the extension of your leg out. That's the only difference. Okay. And some of that arm work, we're not going to be doing all of that in warrior two. It's going to be a little bit different. So you can find a space for your arms that you feel like you want to stretch the most. Okay. Through what we just did. So I'm going to offer the warrior two now. All right. So open up on the right leg. We're back into that L shape. Left leg isn't forward. Arms extend out wide. All right. Arms extend out wide. Now we're going to take our left foot and we're going to bring it behind us if you're doing warrior two. Okay. Now, if you want to get yourself in by holding yourself, that's fine. By holding with one hand onto the seat, that's great. But if you can bring out both arms eventually, that's great. Okay. Now, right now, we want to take our body and we just want to make sure that we're straight with the room in front of us with our upper body. We're pressing into the outer rim of our left foot and our right foot is forward facing and we're pressing into the whole sole of the foot. All right. Now we're going to take our gaze and we're going to look over to the right side. Breathing in and breathing out. Adjust yourself in the seat as you need to. Now we're going to come in to a reverse warrior. So lean forward. And as you lean forward, you're going to press that strong belly forward, sky flip the right hand, and then bring that right arm up overhead. And you can grab onto the chair, all right, with the left hand. And extend open that right side of the body. And you're going to feel an extension in the hips. You're going to feel your rib cage extend. And if you look up and gaze up, you can see your hand and it says hello. All right, unwind that. Come back into that warrior two. Look over that hand once again on the right side. All right, bring the gaze forward once again. All right, bring your hands to your chair and then come back into your base position, okay? And we're gonna go through a flow before going on to the other side. So arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Beautiful. Exhale, bring the hands onto the chair or however you like. And then we're going to open up, coming over to the left side now. Left knee is facing the left wall. If you want to stay in your warrior one, remember you can do that, but I'm going to show warrior two into reverse. So if you want to hold on to the chair to get yourself into the position of warrior two, you can, or you can just take that right foot and bring it back behind you, straightening that leg, pressing into the outer rim of that right foot this time. Left leg, we just want to make sure that that left knee is balanced and it's straight on top of that ankle. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So extend those arms out. Nice, beautiful warrior two. Start out by trying to square the upper body with the front of the wall. Okay. Takes a little bit of effort to do that. But once you do that, you'll get a little bit of more ability to stabilize in that back foot and find your footing, so to speak. All right. Then take your gaze and look over your left fingertips. So warrior two on the left side. Sky flip the left hand, lean forward, right? Because that's what we always do with a reverse warrior first. Take the right hand, bring it onto the seat. Take that left hand, look up and gaze up. Reverse warrior, nice, peaceful warrior. Should be feeling a nice stretch in your rib cage, a little bit of decompression, so that pulling away in your hips. And that gaze is up. And on the next exhale, come back into warrior two. Take your gaze in front of you once again to the front of the room. Hands come onto the seat and then come out of it. Toe healing the feet or however you feel most comfortable back in to your hips width apart. All right. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. And hands come down again through heart center by the side. Now we're going to come into a side angle. All right. So everything is setting up for us to be able to do one more thing on top of one more thing. All right. So you can bring your leg again on the right side over towards the right wall. You're back in your L position. All right. If you decide that you do not want to bring out the left leg into that warrior stance, you don't have to. Okay. I'll give you a modification for that. So matter of fact, we'll start out with the modification. So you can take this range as well with your side angle as much as you like. So when I say that to say, when you lean over towards the right side, if you feel most comfortable just resting on your forearm and bringing your left hand up, that's perfectly fine. If you want to go a little bit deeper, right, you're going to have to adjust the body just a little bit, and you're going to bring your elbow on the inside of that leg, just like we always do when we open up the thighs and we stretch the inner thigh and wrap those fingertips around the ankle. Okay. Now, that's if you want to stay in that warrior one. Come back up with me. Okay. Now, if you want to go into the full side angle, right, this is where we're in warrior two. You get yourself into that warrior two stance. And now you lean on that right forearm once again. You can take that arm up on the left side. You can stay just like this, but if you want to go a little bit further, you can go for it. And it has a completely different feeling too. So if you're stable and you feel more comfortable inside, and I say stable not because of your body only, but also because of the size of your chair. Okay. I don't know what kind of chair you're sitting in. So you have to make that determination. And then this is like our side angle. Okay. And then we come back up. All right. And then we just kind of pivot in, and then we tilt our body and come back to center. Before going over to the other side, we're going through a flow, making the class really flowy today. All right. So mountain pose, breathe in. Squeezing up, make it count. You should be lifting up through the belly, not the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Squeeze that core. Come up, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. You're doing a great job. Come back up. Beautiful. And then come down and bring those hands back onto the chair. All right, let's do the other side. Opening up once again, because we're going through the sequence of our warriors, right? And what we want to do is now do the left side. So left knee faces the left, the right leg is forward. Now this is our modification pose, right? So just like I did on the other side, I'm going to show it on this side too. So we can come to our forearm on the left side and we can just lift up, and that will be our side angle. All right. If we want to go a little bit further, you're going to have to adjust your body for this. All right. And then you can wrap your fingertips around that ankle. All right. That's a different feeling. All right. So those are modifications for you. All right. But the next one, this is actually the modified side angle that I want to get us all to, is if our chair permits it, extending out that right leg, like we're going back into that warrior two. And then we can kind of really settle in and really get that stretch in that hip body. All right. And if you want to go all the way down, this is what it looks like. And it can feel really, really good. But again, it has to be with your chair permitting. So that's 4 different ways that you can do this side angle pose. And this is a new one, so we're spending a little extra time on it. All right, squeeze that core, come up, extend those arms once again, bring the hands to the chair. And now we're back here, back at base. All right, beautiful. Last flow of the class. Inhale, look up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, those arms are going to come up. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to place them on top of our thighs. All right. We're going to go into another sequence in the class. So we're not going to have to do flows in between this. Okay. So I'm going to move my chair just so you can see me. We're still keeping our bodies in hips width apart. We're going to do a few cat cows. And then we're going to go from those cat cows lifting up with our knee. So we're going from regular cat cows to the cat cows with our one knee at a time. And then we're going into an extended leg forward fold or a half pigeon. And you're going to decide which one you want to do. Okay. So let's get started. Right. Sitting up nice and tall in our seat, bring our hands to the tops of our thighs. Take the chin to the chest and then tuck that belly in. This time we're tucking it in. The back body is protruding out towards the back of the chair. All right. Then on your next inhale or exhale, your choice. Take the gaze up, lift up through the heart body, allow the heart to shine up to the chest, drop the head back, chin goes up. Just like how we started class, we lifted up that chin, we lifted up through that body, and that's going to give you an extra ability to take in that breath and to breathe. Slowly we reverse, pulling back once again. Cat cow. So this is our scared cat when their back protrudes out. And then when our chest comes up and our back arches, that is our cow pose. All right, let's do about 2 more of those. One more. All right, and then we tuck our bellies in and come back to center. We're going to take our hands and scoop up. Move my chair. Take our hands and scoop up on that right knee. Interlacing those fingers, letting the knee just sink into the hands. You don't want to bring your knee all the way up. You don't have to. You can have your toe on the ground. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing that we were doing with our cat cows. So chin comes to the chest. When the chin comes to the chest and the belly tucks inwards, like the back is going towards the chair, what that does to our knee is it just allows our knee to sit a little bit more into the fingertips. Like the full weight of our knee is just hanging in our fingertips. There's no work on the leg. The work comes when we reverse and we lift up that chest and we come into that cow kind of pose. Then we lift up that knee, squeezing the belly in towards the inner arm. Chest comes up, heart is shining bright. And then exhale, tuck inwards once more. And chin to the chest, belly is in, all the weight is on top in the knee. And if your toe is on the ground, that's okay. You just do what you can do and then reverse. And the reason that we kind of pivot over that leg just a little bit towards the inner arm is just so it doesn't block our ability to breathe. That's the only reason why. Okay. And then place the foot down on the ground. And then we're going to prop our body up, tucking in the belly once again, coming back into that base position. Okay, just take a moment and breathe. We're going to take our hands again. And this time we're going to come over to the left leg. The weight is going to fall into that knee. If you want to have your toe on the ground, you can. Okay. And we're going to tuck the belly in, chin into the chest. All the weight falls into the fingertips. On our next inhale, as we come up through our cat pose, right? And, as we come up through our cow pose, we're going to bring that left knee to the inner arm of the left side. Gaze is up, heart is up, head is up. And then we tuck inwards once again. Chest comes back up. Nice, confident body. Do what you can do. And then we're going to drop our foot or gently place our foot back down on the ground. And slowly lift up our belly, then our chest, and then our head. And then roll those shoulders back. And shake it out. All right. So this is going to be the last pose of the class. It's your choice. If you want to come into an extended leg, forward fold, we're going to do both sides, whatever you choose. Or if you want to do a seated half pigeon. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the extended leg forward fold first, and then I'm going to offer the seated half pigeon. Okay. So to start out with extended leg forward fold, and remember, you're choosing the one that you want. If you want to try to do them both with me, that's fine. But you're going to find your happy zone. And I want you to trust yourself in finding which pose you choose. You're choosing a pose. Okay. So the right foot comes out for extended leg, and the heel comes down on the ground. Soften that knee on both sides, and then cross the legs over. So the left foot crosses on top of the right. All right, that chin comes into the chest. You want to continue to hold on to the chair, you can, or you can let go. So this is extended leg, seated extended leg on the right side. You can stay just like this. For those who want to do the seated half pigeon, you're going to take your fingertips, interlace those fingers, lift up on that knee, bring that knee up like you're going to the inner arm of your right the inner arm of your right side, and then place the foot gently on the left thigh. Okay, you can kind of rock back and forth a little bit. And then you're going to find your home. All right. When I say find your home, it might be just this little tiny pivot forward. It may be on your forearms, or you might dangle your hands forward over your legs. All right. Both the pigeon, seated pigeon, or seated extended leg forward fold are valid. What I want you to do is close your eyes, come into that pose that you're choosing. Don't look at me because I'm not doing either. I don't want to lead you in any way. And make that decision based off of your own self-trust and where you want to take your practice to today. Both of them are valid. There's not a right or wrong here. Take about 4 more breaths. Make them deep breath though. This is like spelling out Mississippi breaths. Okay. All right, and we're going to come back up, belly, chest, and head with whatever pose that we're in. If your legs are in seated half pigeon, you're going to bring that knee up, grasping your fingertips around the knee and bringing it down. And if you're an extended leg forward fold, you're just going to unwind those legs and bring both feet back to hips width apart. And in both cases, we're going to meet back in hips width apart. And then just shake it out left and right. Okay. And now let's come to the other side. I'm going to start out again, offering extended leg, forward fold, and then going into demonstrating half pigeon. So left foot comes out in front of us. The toes wave hello. The right foot crosses over. Soften those knees. When you're ready, you can either let go of the chair or keep your hands on. It's your choice. And then come into that extended leg forward fold. Now you can stay here for those who want to be in that pose. But for those who want to come into half pigeon, we're going to take our fingertips, wrap them around our left knee, Bring up that left knee towards the inner left arm. Place that left foot on top of our right thigh. Okay. And then find our home. We want to rock back and forth just a little bit, but then find our home. And then place those arms down, chin to the chest. Wherever you want to go is fine. You have all these modifications. Okay. You make the choice where you want to go. Breathing in and breathing out. And take about 4 deep, deep breaths. And they're the long breaths, not the short breaths. Slowly start to come up. We'll come out of our extended leg forward fold first. You unwind those feet, coming back into that base. And if you're in that pigeon, you want to just take those fingertips, gently placing them around the knee, and then placing the foot back down on the ground. All right, so I invite you now to do any other pose that you like, or you can come and just be right here in Savasana. You don't have to do anything else. Close the eyes if you are in Savasana, and we'll just give those who want to do a pose maybe 15 seconds or so to go through the pose. Breathing in and breathing out, and with whichever state you choose, empowering yourself to know that you made the right decision for yourself. 5 more breaths. No forcing. And then when you're ready, you can find a comfortable place for your hands. Relax your body. Relax your feet, your legs. They can actually fall apart from one another if you like. They don't have to be rigid. Relax your belly and your chest. Relax the arms and the fingertips. Relax your neck and let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. And I invite you to close your eyes for Savasana if it's in your practice to do so. And congratulate yourself on a job well done, because you didn't have to come to class today, but you did. Maybe even smile. Maybe even bring that intention that you focused on, that you focus bringing to your heart and finding foundation for. Bring that into this moment. And however you went about it, just know it was enough. And continue to be in Savasana until I ring the singing bowl. And at that time, we'll close class together. When you're ready, you can kind of press your feet against the ground, wiggle your fingertips, take in a few breaths with the intention to reset as you open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing this space. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.